It's from Kyiv, the capital of Ukraine. Today we have opportunity to watch just online some parasitoids. Some parasitoids which are crawling here in this plastic box. This plastic bottle, by the way. I collected these parasitoids just outside, even in this cold autumn time, in this October, 21st day of October. Outside, nighttime already +5, +6. But these parasitoids just emerged in captivity in this plastic box because they just felt warm temperature. So, and you can recognize how did I collect them. Here you can see small pieces of different plants, mostly dry plants, but some plants are belonging at least to Goosefoot, genus Chenopodium, very common weed which is growing everywhere around. And these funny cocoons, white cottons, or just silky cottons, you can observe it here inside, small pieces. This is not a cotton, this is silky cocoons, from which these parasitoids just emerged. Because these are larval parasitoids. These are tiny larval parasitoids. It looks like tiny, very small ants, but these are not ants. So they're with wings, and they belong into the family Braconidae. They emerge from silky cocoons, which I see laying here inside, white cocoons. Just were done by larvae of these funny creatures, and these funny creatures belonging to special family parasitoids, Braconidae. So I am pleased to show you them because in autumn time not so many insects outside, especially in cold time. And family Braconidae is a really very widely spread parasitoids family, which includes a lot of different species, one of the largest families. In world fauna, it's known more than 15 species, 15,000 species, but many species are still undescribed. Majority of braconids, they have active flight, so they have wings, but some species without wings, wingless, but they are not here. They can be secondary parasitoids. Braconidae parasitoids usually are primary parasitoids of larvae, sometimes even of adults of insects, from different orders, from butterflies, Lepidoptera, from Coleoptera, from Diptera, Hymenoptera, Homoptera, and other orders. Larvae of these parasitic wasps are growing inside host body as endoparasitoids or outside of body as ectoparasitoids. Before pupation, just grown larvae of endoparasitoids just leaving the host of body and making a special cocoon with special form and coloration, like these tiny cocoons with size about 10 millimeters. And these parasitoids will have size about 4 or 5 millimeters, very tiny. Sometimes cocoon or Braconidae has a silky web or even silky mesh like a cocoon of spider. Part of endoparasitoids are pupating inside mummified host. Usually this can be larva of beetle or caterpillar of butterfly or moth. So that's why they are parasitoids, their host is dying. In many ecosystems we have very high quantity and they are really effective natural biocontrol regulators of population of different pests of agriculture and forestry. Кого мы здесь наблюдаем? Мы здесь наблюдаем не муравьев, бегающих по пластиковому контейнеру. Сегодня мы смотрим нашу очередную часть насекомые из чашки Петри, а сегодня насекомые как раз не из чашки Петри, а из пластикового контейнера, в котором вывелись наездники. Наездники, относящиеся к семейству Braconidae. Из чего же они вывелись? Мы видим здесь кусочки растений. Я показывал эти кусочки растений уже в отдельном стриме. Это лебеда, род Chenopodium. Род Chenopodium лебеда, которая сейчас уже зелененькая, засыхает, потому что на улице плюс 5, плюс 10 ночью, плюс 4 заморозки уже почти что. Насекомые уже не летают на улице, даже обещают потепление плюс 15. Редко кто согреется при такой температуре. А вот наездники, которые сидели в этих коконах, белых коконах, которые находятся здесь, в пластиковой бутылке, при перенесении в тепло, вылупились из куколок и активно сейчас бегают. Они относятся к семейству Braconidae, огромного надсемейства их Monobank. Семейство Braconidae включает различных паразитических перепончатокрылых насекомых, некоторые из которых используются в качестве агентов биометода для борьбы с вредными чешуекрылами. По-видимому, здесь находится один из видов большого рода Coccoons или рода Apanteles. Семейство Braconidae, перепончатокрылые насекомые, обычно большинство видов крылатые, но есть и бескрылые. Например, род Гелис, который может быть здесь вторичным паразитом этих наездников. Белые кусочки ваты, наблюдаемые внутри, это не вата, это коконы, которые образовали личинки наездников Апантелесов или рода Coccoons, вышедшие из тела погибающей гусеницы. Это остатки гусеницы иногда остаются, иногда нет, потому что наездники полностью высасывают их личинки, содержимое своего хозяина. Хозяин погибает, а мамаша этих наездников, именно самка, а тут, вероятно, было много самок, каждая из них заражает отдельную гусеницу, откладывает в нее внутрь яйца, из которых вылупляются личинки, поедающие гусеницу как хозяина. Длина тела этих наездников здесь около 4 мм, 4-5 мм, а кокон, белые кусочки шелковые, находящиеся внутри, около 10 мм. Собраны они были на лебеде. Лебеда засыхает, сейчас дает семена на сухих коричневых или уже засохших растениях. Хорошо заметны кусочки паутинки, но это не паутинка, это как раз вот эти коконы, которые образовали личинки наездников браконид, вылупившиеся из гусениц. Вредные, невредные виды гусениц, которые ели лебеду, можно сказать, не вредные. Они находились в естественных местах обитания, а лебеда вообще является просто сорняком. Здесь за одну экскурсию в небольшом парке удалось собрать 15 коконов, 15 таких кусочков шелковых размером 10 мм на различных растениях, просто около обочины дороги и в парке. Семейство Braconidae, паразитические перепончатокрылые насекомые, являются первичными или вторичными паразитами различных насекомых. В основном личинок, а иногда и взрослых насекомых из различных отрядов. Из отрядов чешуекрылые, бабочки, жесткокрылые жуки, двукрылые, мухи, перепончатокрылые, других наездников заражают, а также клопов, тлей и сетчатокрылых. Развиваются личинки наездников семейства Braconidae, если обобщать, как наружные паразиты, эктопаразиты, или как внутренние паразиты эндопаразиты. Личинки эктопаразитов и большинство эндопаразитов перед окукливанием покидают хозяина, личинку, гусеницу, и рядом на субстрате плетут кокон различной формы, окраски, различные группы. Иногда одиночные коконы, иногда большие, где находятся коконы в группе, как здесь. Здесь от 10 до 15 различных коконов, объединенных вместе шелковым коконом. Поэтому хозяин погибает, вызывая, его съедают личинки паразитического наездника. Часть эндопаразитов, внутренних паразитов, окукливается иногда внутри мумифицированного высохшего хозяина, например, высохшие гусеницы. Но здесь шкуры гусеницы практически не видно. Есть только белый кокон, потому что гусеница залезает обычно на растение, из нее быстро выходят личинки наездника, плетущие коконы, а шкурка, видимо, сметается ветром, ее не остается. Как я сказал, здесь паразиты, относящиеся к роду Катезия или Апантелес. Поскольку в семействе 15 тысяч видов, сказать точно сложно, особенно просто по походке. Нужны аккуратные исследования эксперта под микроскопом, монтировка материала и рассматривание экземпляров под большим увеличением, фотографирование отдельных деталей морфологии. Какие же семейства заражают Браконидаe? Различные виды рода Apanteles или рода Катезия. Например, Катезия препотенс – это одиночный эндопаразит гусениц чешуекрылых. Например, пяденец геометриды, таких вредителей, как Апирофтера брумата, Эранис дефолиария. Заражение также гусениц семейства Лазиокампиды, непарного шелкопряда. А вот микрогастер глобата заражает, например, гусениц, как эндопаразит семейств листовертки, архипрозана, ксилостеана, тортриксвиридана, семейство гелихииды, семейство фитициды и многих других. Крошечный наездник Долихогенидия лавигата заражает как одиночный эндопаразит гусениц семейства тартарициды листоверток, тортриксвиридана, Аклерис бергемания, гипсонома минута и других, гелихиид. Так что семейства, заражаемые браконидами, самые разные. Это и тартарициды, гелихииды, грацелериды, ипономеутиды, геометриды и другие, и ноктуиды в том числе. Например, микроплетис стренуа заражает гусениц совок, Acronicta триденс, Acronicta пси, Агротис сигетум, Дилоба целероцефала. Личинка окукливается в особом коконе, который имеет самый разнообразный цвет. У разных видов разный цвет, разная форма. Коконы могут быть белые, как здесь в нашем случае, могут быть ярко-желтые, иногда серые с зеленоватым оттенком, иногда серые в пятнышках. Коконы бывают самые разные. Так что если провести экскурсию даже поздней осенью, можно найти интересный научный материал, интересный материал для наблюдения и для выведения. Как в настоящее время мы наблюдаем большое количество. Думаю, что более 20 экземпляров уже вылупилось, почувствовало тепло. Возможно, некоторые особи остались, не вылупились, потому что они же должны пройти стадию анабиоза, зимовки. Но поскольку весна, зима и лето были очень жаркий и осень. Лед растянулся. Некоторые экземпляры явно более крупные. Так что здесь сегодня вывелся и второй вид. Как оказывается, из разных коконов. Есть очень темные экземпляры катезии. А есть очень длинненькие экземпляры. Брюшко более удлиненное. Основание брюшка светлое. А вершина брюшка темная. И размер гораздо крупнее, около 6 мм. Здесь один вид рода катезия имеет размер около 4 мм без усиков. А второй, пожалуй, что 6-7 мм с усиками. Гораздо более крупные. Так что такую вот можно провести экскурсию по сбору коконов, гусениц, вышедших из гусениц. А осенью коконы на растениях наблюдаются, и заметить можно гораздо легче, чем летом. Летом буяет зелень, среди зелени на растениях, на траве что-то очень сложно различить, потому что все зелено. А сейчас, когда высыхают растения, на сухих серых растениях белые коконы, как паутинистые коконы, кажется, хорошо заметны. Хотя их, конечно же, мало. Не на каждом растении есть такие коконы. Они были собраны на растениях лебеды. Здесь еще и есть растения в верхней части с семенами, которые еще не высыпались. Они очень мелкие. Лебеда обычный сорняк. На нем развиваются различные гусеницы, его поедающие. А из этих гусениц мы видим, вылупились наездники, которые сплели множество белых коконов. Некоторые коконы более сформированные, некоторые более рыхлые. Это тоже зависит от различного вида наездника, который заразил ту или иную гусеницу. Различные виды плетут различные коконы. Вот такие сегодня у нас наездники Braconidae из рода Катезия и рода Apanteles, которые требуют дальнейшего исследования. Если найдем парочку гусениц, можно провести будет эксперимент по заражению гусеницы, например, этими наездниками. Самый известный из браконид, скорее всего, это является Браконидеи, паразиты гусениц, которые имеют скрытоживущий образ жизни. В основном его используют для борьбы с различными чешуекрылыми в биометоде. Особенно он хорошо заражает различных вредителей с запасов. Браконидеи. Не те, которые здесь бегают. Бракон немножко другой, он светлый, более светлой окраски. А здесь у нас все очень темного цвета. Бракон заражает вредителей из рода Эфестия, Карда, Пиралис, Ипсопигия и других. Является эктопаразитом гусениц. Более 100 видов чешуекрылых. Фитициды, гелихииды, галерииды, пиралиды, тартрициды, ноктуиды, совки и многих других. Более 100 видов из различных семейств. А здесь мы наблюдаем наездников из рода Катезия или из рода Apanteles, требующих определения более точного экспертом, которые вывелись из кокона, скорее всего, на гусеницах совок, которые чаще всего уходят на зимовку, на окукливание в конце осени. Но те гусеницы, которые заражены, они не уходят на окукливание. Из гусениц вылупляется множество наездников. Куколка обычно мигрирует, выползает из своего растения, ползет окуклиться в почву, совка. И в этот момент она разрывается на части. Из нее выходят коконы, выходит гусь, сначала личинки наездника, которые плетут коконы. И такие коконы мы наблюдаем сейчас с огромным количеством наездников семейства Braconidae. Hello, my dear friends. Some people are joining us from other countries. I'm just talking about parasitoids of family Braconidae. Best greetings, Artem. Best greetings, Hadia. Some people follow our followers. Hello, Jorgen. This is a Braconidae parasitoids. What did you write, Jorgen? Jorgen, I didn't understand your question. These are Braconidae parasitoids just emerged from cocoons, which I collected on plants of Goosefoot, of weeds, white cocoons inside white pieces of cotton inside. These are cocoons of Braconidae. We have size about 4-6 millimeters, and today we have already 2 species of Braconidae, because yesterday I had 1 species, and today I noticed just second one with bigger size, just hatched from cocoons and crawling here around. Smaller species has a size about 4 millimeters, bigger species about 6 millimeters, with slender body, with slender abdomen, with whitish base of guster. And what country did you come from, Jorgen? I'm trying to make bigger magnification to make changes of light to show you. Of course, I didn't give them a little bit food until now. Maybe, of course, I need to give them piece of cotton with sugar and water for feeding, because when parasitoids are coming in laboratory conditions, we need some food, and food, this is a water, sugary water, or water with honey. So we are observing different tiny parasitoids coming from cocoons, and cocoons, I show you these white pieces of, these are cocoons with emergence holes. They are just crawling and coming out. We should not hatch because outside it's pretty cold. Outside we have temperature about 5-10 Celsius degrees centigrade this night. In daytime expecting about 15 Celsius degrees centigrade. Also not very warm. By we hatched, they emerged from cocoons in heated room. So they're happy to crawl around, and they are following to my lamp. Because I'm just changing position of lamp. So they're crawling around. Hello, Lucky Jackie. Hello to my young friend, young follower from Japan. I know I just gave some advices about how to breed insects, how to observe them. Lucky Jackie, this is follower from Japan. One Ukrainian young boy who is just living and studying different subjects in school in Japan. So you can visit his channel as well. So you can also be careful watching around on some plants for insects. You can breed them. I collected these cocoons, these white pieces, just on dry plants. And in Japan a lot of insects, especially in autumn time. You can observe some cocoons, some chrysalis, some pupa of different butterflies, which can be attached to different stems, to different shrubs, trees. And from these cocoons, you can rear, you can breed either butterfly, either night moth, or sometimes parasitoids are coming from pupa, which is not in soil, which is attached to branches of trees or shrubs. or even to some buildings, roofs. So you can be observative, you can find interesting finding in your area, even in autumn time. So you can search a little bit around for dry pieces of plants and observe who is sitting on plants. Sometimes these white pieces are visible. So this, and also you can give, if you have culture of insects, laboratory culture of different caterpillars, it's possible to give caterpillars for these parasitoids for parasitization. So these parasitoids will be very happy to parasitize, to attack, to infest their host in captivity. It's possible to increase population and to establish laboratory culture of parasitoids in captivity in conditions of laboratory. So this can be considered as methods to raise, to breed different parasitic insects in laboratory. Natural species. And here, as I said, 2 species for precise observation, for precise identification necessary to put each piece of caterpillars, each tiny white cocoon in separate glass jar. So that's why you may have just only one species in one sample. You need to separate them to different samples. Here they are mixed. That's why here different species can be mixed. If you collect many cocoons all together. For precise identification, it's much better to keep all cocoons in separate glass jars to be scientifically precise. Hadi, are you from Morocco? I guess so. I already seen you as a follower. So today we have visitors probably from USA, from Morocco, and from Japan. 3 different countries watching us at least. About 10 people are watching us in this direct online on air stream, not from petri dish but from plastic jar with parasitoids, with tiny parasitic wasps of the family Braconidae or the Hymenoptera. They just hatched from tiny white cocoons which I collected on Goosefoot plants. They still have no food here. I need to give them little bit food on little bit honey and water. They infested, they parasitized caterpillars, and instead caterpillars I have here inside only pieces of plants with cocoons. All the caterpillars, all their hosts have been completely consumed by larvae. When larvae are consuming the host, after host it's remaining only tiny skin or shell of a host. And a lot of different larvae are coming outside of caterpillar and making silky cocoons like here. White cocoon, or sometimes cocoons can be separate. Very often Braconidae are making yellow cocoons, or sometimes they are solitary from small caterpillars. From small caterpillars about 1 centimeter size can hatch only 1 or 2 individuals of parasitoids, so they can be solitary as well. And size of cocoons and their shape and their coloration can be different from white to yellow to gray or sometimes even greenish. So very funny parasitoids. Yes, I'm right. Now I guess so it's much warmer in Morocco, not +10, at least +30. And in some areas which are not so dry, some areas are green with insects and with green plants. So sometimes it's very useful to watch not only for agricultural crops, but just to watch and make observations for weeds around agricultural fields. Because weeds, they are just attraction for different native species of hosts, different caterpillars, of different butterflies, different night moths, different larvae of beetles are growing on native plants, on weeds, and they can come later just to agricultural crops. And biodiversity on weeds is much higher than on agricultural crops, on species which are grown for agricultural purposes. So that's why it's quite useful to observe, to collect host plants, host insects, and image some parasitoids from hosts, either from hosts directly or from host plants as well. And I am pleased to show you these parasitic wasps because they live not so long time. They should live about 2 weeks, 3 weeks, but now it's autumn time and in captivity, even if I'm feeding them, they will not live not for long. So don't forget, I need to give them a piece of cotton with sugar. So I will come a little bit later and bring them a piece of cotton with sugar and water. So I'm coming. Hello, I'm coming with small piece of paper with sugary water. So I filled it with honey and with water, and it's important to feed my tiny parasitoids. So that's why I will open carefully jar and give them piece of food. These are tiny parasitoids. Thank you for coming. These are parasitoids of family Braconidae. Braconidae family, they are larval parasitoids. They are developing on caterpillars of different species of butterflies and night moths. So we created here special white cocoons, which are visible through transparent glass plastic jar. Some small white pieces, these are cocoons covered with silk. Yes, Braconidae. Not Braconidae, but Braconidae. You see white pieces, even with exit holes. They attached to dry plants. I collected them just in a courtyard of my building, and then sometimes somewhere on the roadsides near my region where I am living. 2 days ago, I did stream about it, and today I have already 2 species. One species is smaller, one is bigger, one 4 millimeters, a second one 6 millimeters with different coloration. One is completely black, one species with yellow and black abdomen. And we are happy to hatch from these cocoons on Goosefoot of genus Chenopodium, very common weed, which is growing everywhere around on roadsides and inside agricultural fields. To collect parasitoids, it's important to collect hosts, keep them in different jars, different in plastic boxes with filter papers to avoid moisture, and to be lucky to collect parasitoids because at least up to 10% of host larvae or host pupae can be parasitized by different parasitoids, especially belonging to different families, different groups, and different species. Either you are collecting stems, leaves, flower balls, or seeds, you can find parasitoids in different pieces of plants, especially if some different hosts, some larvae, some caterpillars are growing inside stems, inside leaves, inside flower balls, inside seeds or fruits of different plants. It's important to collect plants like here with host. Host will be eating, will be feeding on plant, and then from host some parasitoids are hatching. Yes, Braconidae also belonging to Entomology superfamily, that's right. When I was studying special group of parasitoids on leaf mining moths, which were on oak leaf mining moths, I collected a lot of leaves with leaf mines. I kept them in a zip plastic boxes with filter paper, zip plastic packages with filter paper. I added filter paper to avoid moisture from leaves and change them from time to time. Leaves were just drying slowly, and after a certain period of time, if you are lucky, collect already nearly grown larvae or caterpillars of moths. Parasitoids are starting to emerge either like larvae making cocoons or just already adults hatching from leaves, from stems, or from seeds as well. It's possible to keep different hosts in separate glass jars, in plastic boxes, better in separate cages. To be precise, different plant in different cages. To be sure about different hosts and maybe different species of parasitoids. Larvae of moths are usually dying because parasitoids are characterized by a special feature. Parasitoids are killing their hosts, and host is dying in 99 and 99%. Or just caterpillar can survive if parasitization was very low, but usually caterpillar becoming just disabled and can pupate, but it also can be disabled adult of moth caterpillar because of damage by parasitoid. In majority of cases, adult is dying or host is dying. Sometimes ladybugs can be parasitized by some Braconidae larvae, and it's possible to observe ladybug, ladybird, Coccinellidae family, which was parasitized. And parasitized ladybug has sometimes cocoon, one cocoon, or Braconidae parasitoid, which is adult parasitoid. These parasitoids which are observing now, these are larval parasitoids, ectoparasitoids developing on the body of caterpillar, and before pupation, they're hatching, making their cocoons in a group, making such a silky group of cocoons all together, like spiders. They look really like spiders, like eggs of spiders. But majority of spiders now probably already sleeping in the temperature +5, +10. On the stage of larvae, or just on the stage of adults as well. No eggs of spiders in late autumn time usually. But you can find a lot of different caterpillars which can either pupate, or some parasitoids are hatching from caterpillars. So that's why it's possible to find such funny white cocoons, white pieces on plants with different parasitoids. I gave them a little bit food, but we can find later food on this my piece of paper. Later we will be crawling around, we will find food. So because parasitoids, we need some food, we need water, that's very important. We need some sugary water or a little bit honey for their survival, for their growing reproductive abilities. Thank you for watching. Thank you for coming to our stream. You're observing my funny parasitoids which are crawling around, and they hatch from these white cocoons. On Goosefoot of a genus Chenopodium. 2 species of parasitoids just hatched, I guess more than 20 individuals, more than 20 specimens. Because it's warm, about 20 Celsius degrees centigrade in my room. And so they hatched successfully, because outside is just +10. And nighttime was +5 Celsius degrees centigrade. Okay, so I'm leaving you now just for a short period of time. You can watch it. I have some little bit business. Just watch crawling insects and write your questions if you have questions in chat or just in comments. And don't forget to subscribe and press like if you are first time visitors. Press like, subscribe, and you will be follower watching different insects in my videos, from petri dish, from plastic jars, from laboratory, from under the microscope, or from the field, and some lectures about insects and entomology. Okay, and you can be a sponsor of my channel as well. Why not? You can find links under the description of this video. You can visit Patreon or Monobank page. Watch description of video. Every video has a description with sponsorship links. Okay, I have a little bit business. I will be coming from time to time. How are you? How are you? Who is watching us? From which countries are you watching us? You're observing different tiny parasitoids of family Braconidae, superfamily Pneumonidae. We're just crawling here around this plastic bottle. We're tiny, about 4-6 millimeters size. We're falling into light, so we have positive phototaxis. We're ectoparasitoids of different caterpillars, and so we hatch from caterpillars of worms of family Noctuidae. And white silky pieces inside, these are cocoons of these parasitoids. Okay, you're watching, join our stream. Write your questions under this video in chat about insects and about parasitoids. Thank you. Hello friends, thank you for being with us during this stream. Today we have been watching different parasitoids, different Braconidae wasps, which are crawling here around in this plastic jar. You see how many of them were just hatched from these white cocoons, which attach to some stems of plants. More than 30 specimens just hatched from whitish cocoons. These are ectoparasitoids of caterpillars of bollworms, family Noctuidae. They just emerged from caterpillar body, larvae created cocoons, and these funny black and yellowish parasitoids, they just emerged from cocoons today and yesterday. They belong to family Braconidae, superfamily Pneumonidae. They are important biocontrol agents to control different agricultural and forestry pests. They have size about 4 millimeters and 6 millimeters. There are two different species here. They are attracted by the light, so that's why they are coming to the light. These are interesting parasitic wasps, which are developing on the body of their host, bollworms of the family Noctuidae. I was translated this stream from Kyiv, the capital of Ukraine. I collected these insects and these pieces of plants with cocoons on roadsides. So easy to collect interesting material even in autumn time. Today hopefully we have a little bit warmer day of Indian summer. A little bit sunshine, but evening time will be still cold. +5, +10. Today maybe +12, +13. So not correct, not suitable, convenient temperature for insects and parasitoids. So we're sitting here inside the plastic jar in the room of warmer temperature, and they just reacted on warm temperature. After +10 outside, we found it's very convenient to hatch. So we hatched from these white cocoons 2 days ago and yesterday. Thank you for coming to our stream. Thank you for coming to my channel. So you see how we are crawling to the light. To one place. Now they will be crawling back. Parasitoids are coming. Parasitoids of order Hymenoptera rule the world. Very important biocontrol measures of phytophagous insects. They control phytophagous insects. I gave them a piece of paper with sugar, so they will not be thirsty and hungry, so they can survive for some new streams as well. I hope so. Thank you for coming to my stream. Thank you for participation and curiosity. Best greetings from Kyiv, the capital of Ukraine. Best greetings from parasitic wasp of family Braconidae, or the Hymenoptera. Parasitic wasps of different moths and caterpillars, caterpillars of different moths and butterflies, and some other larvae of beetles, flies, and other orders of insects. Don't forget to subscribe, don't forget to press like, press on bottom with bell for notification button. And don't forget, stand with Ukraine. Support Ukraine, help Ukraine, and Ukraine will win. Best greetings from Kyiv, the capital of Ukraine.